Today we are going to create a self-portrait in the style of an Italian painter whose name is Amedeo Modigliani. And Amedeo Modigliani, if you see our worksheet that's right here, he was an Italian painter. He was known for his portraits. And on the back of our handout, we have kind of a little bit of directions that will help you along your way when you're creating your self-portrait. So first what we're going to do is we're going to fold our paper. So I'm going to fold it in half. I like to use the table to help me. I hold it down, pull towards me, out to the side, out to the side. And then we're actually going to do it again. So we're going to go this way, out to the side, out to the side. Then I'm going to turn my paper. I have a nice tall rectangle. And I'm going to fold it in half, so now it's shorter. I put my finger on the inside and pull towards me. It helps flatten that edge out. And I'm going to press down fairly firmly just to make sure I have nice creases. We're not going to trace these creases. They're just going to help us figure out where everything needs to go in our self-portraits. So I'm going to hold my paper the tall way, which is actually really called the portrait way. Portraits are typically taller. If we were holding our paper this way, it would be called landscape, because landscapes are typically wider. So holding my paper in the portrait way, what I am going to do is I'm going to make a nice oval. Now, on our worksheet, it shows the oval is being straight up and down. But a lot of Modigliani's work, the head is slightly tilted. So if we look at this, you'll notice that her head is at an angle. So what you might want to do is make your oval at an angle. It's going to start partway up the top fold, and it's going to end on that center fold. Okay? So I am going to start mine out here because I would like mine to be tilted. And I'm using a marker just so that you can see my lines better. You obviously are going to use a pencil first. I'm going to end touch down. So now I have that really nice. Okay. After our oval, we are going to connect our neck. Now, in Modigliani's work, he had the necks really stretched out. They were quite a bit longer. He kind of emphasized that neck area. So what we are going to do, and you can just kind of make it come straight down. So we're going to start next to where the chin is, and I'm going to pull and curve in a little bit, not like crazy. And I'm going to pull right down. And now I'm at that the bottom fold. I'm going to come over here. And I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. Now what I can do, and because our paper is wider, ideally they wanted us to cut our paper to about this wide. We're going to leave ours wider, but what we're going to do is we might decide to trim it later if we want to. That's going to be kind of dependent on where your hair goes and how much detail you include later. So next what we are going to do is we're going to make the shoulders. And he would kind of have his portraits have almost like droopy shoulders a little bit. So if we flip this over, you can see it's just this curve. It's not coming out a lot. So we can do something similar. So I am just going to curve down, and then I'm going to come over here. I am going to curve down. Then we can make a shirt line. And on the worksheet here, it only shows a V neck. If you want to add a crew neck, so just a regular t-shirt, you would have a curved line right at the base of your neck. So it's really going to be up to you as to what you want on your paper. So I will do a crew neck just so it's a little bit different than the directions. Okay, so that's kind of like a scoop neck. Then what we are going to do is we are going to add the facial features. Since we drew ours on a tilt instead of straight up and down, if we did it straight up and down, we could follow this a lot easier. If you tilted yours, what you are going to do is you're going to very lightly draw a line across here, right in the middle. That's where the eyes are going to go. That nose is going to be long. He would also really kind of stretch everything out. Okay? Now, the eyes, he had partially open. So to draw the eyes, I'm going to do like we normally do. We're going to have the hill and the hill, the upside down hill. Then I'm going to add another one. So that's the eyelid. Okay. Then I can draw that part of the circle, and the pupil. Okay, so now I have kind of almost like those sleepy looking eyes. Now what I'm going to do is down here I'm going to do the mouth, and then what we're going to do is we're going to stretch that nose in between. The mouths, he kind of had them have lemon mouths, like if you ate a lemon and you purse your lips because it's really sour. So he kind of gave them a sourpuss face. And he simplified it. We can add a little bit more detail because, frankly, you're capable. So I'm going to make that for the lower lip so it almost looks like a smile. I'm going to kind of straighten this out. Then I'm going to do a little tiny curve, and I'm going to come down and down. And there is my mouth. Okay? So it's skinny. It's not wide. Then I can come in here. And I'm just going to add a long nose to that. Something else that we should do is we should add the ears. And even if you have long hair, you're going to pretend that like you've tucked your hair behind your ears. And they don't stick out far. They just are going to be kind of like that. They just barely stick out from the head. And now I look very bald. Okay. So what is going to happen next is you're going to add hair. And that is all on the worksheet. If you have short hair or long hair, you can see with the red lines. Okay, so longer hair can come down here. If your hair is a little bit shorter or chin length, you can have it end up here. Notice how in here the shape covers over that top oval. So you're going to end up erasing part of the top of your head, and that's all on your worksheet. Okay, so then you're going to decide what kind of hair you have because you're turning this into a self-portrait. Now, I have glasses, so that is another detail that I would add. Then I would add the part that connects them. My hair, if I make it look like it's tucked behind my ears, and then I would come up here. And I'm making it look like it goes behind my head right here. And then I would come over here. And it kind of does the same thing. I don't have particularly long hair. But that is kind of what my hair would end up looking like. I would erase these lines right in here. Because that's not necessary anymore. And then it turns it more into just a big shape for me to be able to color in. I can add some more details onto my shirt if I like. And we're going to keep these fairly simple. So we're not going to do a lot in the background. We're just kind of going for that simple, stretched out Modigliani self-portrait. So now that you have it all drawn, you are going to finish up any details, and then you are going to add color.